The question 12 is about step functions. Here you can see we have f of x equals 2 step function x minus 1. Now what happens over here is whatever is inside the step function, this is the step function, whatever is the value x, that will be corresponding to its lower whole number or the integer. In the sense, if I have say 1.5, this will be equal to, in a step function, so it's two big brackets, that will be equal to 1, previous whole number. So if you have 1.5, which is the previous integer, the bigger, the lower integer than this, it's in the middle, right? Now if you see the number line, say let's take minus 1, 0, 1, 2, and let's take minus 2. If you have anywhere over here 1.5, you should correspond to the previous integer value, that's 1. Now what if you have 0.9 here? Previous whole number integer is 0. Now what if your 2.1, previous integer is 2? Now it is different in the case. See, it's very easy if it's in positive. So if you have 1.7, just consider the whole, the whole number over here. Now whatever is before the decimal, 2.7, decimal over here, 3.9, it's 3. So 4.95, it's just 4. Very easy, isn't it? But it changes when we consider negative numbers. Now what if it's negative 0.25, somewhere over here? You don't go front, you just go back, isn't it? Now negative 0.25 would correspond to minus 1. Now minus 1.1 corresponds to minus 2. Now what is 1.9? Minus 1.9 would correspond also to minus 2. So this is how it works. And negative numbers you have to take lesser than that whole number over here, whatever number is in the decimal. Whereas for the positive numbers, you just take the the number before the decimal. Let's solve these up now. Here they have told find the value f of 1.5. The same equation 2, its step function. Instead of x, we have 1.5 minus 1. So we solve whatever is inside the step function first. It's going to be 0.5, right? 1.5 minus 1 times 2. Now what is this? It's not 0.5, it's 0. This will be solved to 0. 2 times 0 is 0. That's the answer. Now this cannot be solved in calculator because the step function cannot be put in the calculator which we have. Now what about this one? It's 2 times 2.2 minus 1. It's 2 brackets, 2 like this, big brackets. 2 times 2.2 minus 1 is 1.2, isn't it? Like this. And now what is this value? It is 1 because the previous decimal, before the decimal point, we have 1 and it's positive. So 2 times 1 is 2. So the answer is 2 here. So that is how we solve these numbers. Now again, we have the same equation. We can just do it quickly here. 2 into what happens? 9.7 minus 1 is 8.7, and then we have step function. So it's 2 times 8. It'll be 16. What about this number here? Again, the same thing. 2 times, now I'll write it as minus 1.25 minus 1. Now it's 2 times, what is negative 1.25 minus 1? So it's going to be minus 2.25. So now don't think it's minus 2. Why? Because in the number line, minus 2 is over here and minus 3 is before it. So minus 2.25 is here, right? It goes to minus 3. Whereas what about this one? 8, 9, 7. What about this? It's 8.7 here. It goes to the previous whole number, that is 8, isn't it? But here it changes. It becomes 2. The step function for negative 2.25 is, you just multiply this by minus 3. You go to the negative previous integer, that's minus 3. It's minus 6 is the answer here. 16 and negative 6, you can see this. And that is the end of question 12. A very easy one. Just remember the rule for the step function. You always have to go to the previous integer. In the positive numbers, just see the whole number before the decimal point. But whereas negative numbers, it is the previous integer value.